boys, it's 8:30 right now and I need to make some food. I have my first class of school today, which is absolutely amazing. And like I said in one of my past videos, I don't like to eat in the morning, like when I wake up. I feel like it actually wastes my energy, and when I'm actually on break or I don't go to school, I usually don't have breakfast until like 1 or 2 p.m. But today we need to do it, and while I'm going to school I need to do it because I need that energy to push through that 8 hours of straight up boredom successfully. So for the breakfast, we're actually going to have a really simple meal I think most of you are going to enjoy. Now me, as a person, I don't really like eating eggs, like normal eggs. Literally just eggs in a pan, whether it's fried eggs, omelette, or whatever. But I found a way to actually make them good. So in this bowl, I'm not sure if you can see it. So right here, we have 3 eggs, really simple. And what I'm going to do now is simply just make them actually tasty. So let me show you this first recipe. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually going to cut up some cheese. As you can see, I think this is goat cheese. So you can see I already have 2 slices right here. We're going to do another slice. So around 4 slices I usually do. Fairly thin, but yeah. 2 of which we're actually just going to put on our plate, while these 2 we're actually going to cut up and put within the omelette itself. Should look like something like this. As you can see, it's literally just eggs and some cheese. Let's actually go to the fun bit and cut up some tomatoes. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to cut it in half, like this. 1 half is going in the omelette, and the other half is literally just going on the plate. Really simple, just so we can have a little bit of freshness. Put it in the tomato, in the omelette, and I'm going to save this one for the plate. Okay, so now that this is actually done, let's go put some seasoning in, because without seasoning, this shit would taste like ass. Let's be honest. So I'm gonna go and put some seasoning, and then I'm going to put like a secret ingredient that I'm actually going to share with you. It's milk. This is going to make the omelette a little bit puffier, and it's going to taste better. So let's go and put those 2 ingredients, and then we're going to go and actually prepare it. Okay, so now we actually prepared the egg mixture and type shit. So we're going to go and put some olive oil on this pan, and then just like put the eggs on the pan. Simple stuff. So I try not go overboard, but I try to actually put enough, because olive oil is actually good for us. I'm not sure why people lie to you. Olive oil is actually really good for us. So I'm going to take this little brush and just spread the olive oil around it. Now I'm just going to wait for the pan to heat up a little bit, and then we're going to put the mixture in. Okay, so that is finished. Let's actually do the most important thing about actually, panning the thing. We need a lid. So we're going to go and put a lid on top of this. Perfection. Okay, so I think you actually figured out that if I eat only eggs for the breakfast, it won't be enough. But I actually don't like to eat any carbs in the morning, and I try to keep my breakfast like 800 calories max. You have it on the screen how much calories it actually is. But for the second part of the meal, I can either choose a canned tuna or some sardines that are actually in some tomato sauce. I like the taste of both, but I feel like today we should do tuna, just because I'm not sure, I just like want to eat some tuna. So yeah, you can choose whatever you want for the type of fish. I would recommend you actually eat some fish. It has some omega-3. Just be careful for the mercury in the tuna. This is why I have the second option. I don't eat this every single day. I did like twice or 3 times a week, just to actually chill on the mercury, because it does have a pretty big concentration of it. The flip was a fail. Unfortunately, it looks like this. It's still fine, but we could have done the flip, man. Okay, so I'm going to go and absolutely slaughter this meal and I'm going to do some other activities, which you actually have like a full day in the life right here that you can watch to basically see what I do between the meals. And yeah, I'm gonna go eat this up, and I'm going to be right back here once it's actually lunchtime, and lunch is actually going to be a pretty big meal, so let's go. Yo, it's around half of 3 p.m. I just got back from school, which you can actually see all of that, like I said in that video. But because it's been such a long time since I had my first meal, and because that meal wasn't like that big and that filling, I'm going to show you how to make the most important meal in my whole diet. Now this meal is actually one meal for me, but for most of you it's actually going to be 2 meals. So I'm actually going to show you how to make them separately, just so you don't get confused and stuff like that. Anyways, we have such a classic and then such a good meal. So without further ado, let me actually show you all of the ingredients that you will need for this one big meal, and then I will actually separate it and show you how to make each part of this meal. Let's go. Okay, so let's actually start off with the classic right here. You can kind of guess what it is. We have 400 grams of chicken. We will do 200 grams of uncooked rice. We have some salad right there, as well as a tomato right here. We have 2 seasonings, like I showed you before. We have some mustard and some chili sauce, as well as some olive oil. Why we have this? Because this is actually going to make it taste good. You know, a lot of these people tell you that chicken is tasteless, but they don't season it, they don't put any like sauces and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to show you how to make it actually taste good. And another thing that I kind of forgot that we're going to get, it's actually half of a lemon. And then we have some actually like healthy pancakes. These are the most healthy version of pancakes you can make. So we have some peanut butter, we have some oats, milk. Right there we have some raspberry jam, which is literally just raspberries without any sugar. And then here we have the secret ingredient that I'm actually going to give you the recipe for today, because I promised that to you in my last What I Eat in a Day that I actually made a couple of months ago. I promised to you that once we actually get 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to show you what it is. And also we have some frozen blueberries right there that we're going to eat. So as you can see, the chicken is actually seasoned really nicely. You can put it on a pan, in the oven, whatever you want right here. So we're going to do 200 grams of rice, get some proper gains. Anyway, so this is 200. We need 600 grams of water. You want to actually calculate this number times 3, and that's how much water you actually want to pour in. Okay, there it is. If you have like a rice cooker, that's even better, but I'm just like not that bougie yet, so I don't have it like I literally cook it like this, so yeah. Now, while the rice and the chicken are actually preparing, we're going to do the sauce. So what you want to do is actually drop a 1 teaspoon of mustard, and then you want to get around 1 teaspoon of olive oil, or just eyeball it, because I don't know, that's around that. So you have 1 teaspoon of olive oil. And then kind of the last thing that we're going to do, which might be the most important thing, is half of a lemon. So just going to squeeze that in. And then we're going to simply mix this. Might add some seasoning. And also, the last thing, some chili sauce. You can do how much you want. Try to get some no sugar one. This one has sugar, which is unfortunate. So like I said, we have 1 tomato. And then we have some cut up salad. Already here we have some corn, pepper, some beans, some stuff like that. I'm gonna get one like big bowl, and we're going to mix everything together right now. So we have the chicken and we have the rice. We need to cut up the chicken and then put the rice into the bowl right here, and that's pretty much it for this meal. Here we have everything: the chicken, the rice, the salad, and as well the sauce. I'm going to go mix this up, and that's pretty much for this part of the meal. Okay, so for the pancakes, we need 100 grams of oats. Don't have a blender. I guess the only thing that you can possibly do is to simply soak up the oats, and that's it. But if you have a blender, then this meal is actually really easy to make. So like I said, we have 100 grams of oats. There we go, we're gonna throw the peel out. Okay. And okay, so like you see, we have 2 eggs right in there, and then we're only going to do 50 grams of milk. So be careful with how much you do. Like I said, 100 grams of oats, 2 eggs, 1 banana, and then 50 grams of milk. What we're going to do now is simply blend it, and then we're going to put it on a pan, or for me, put it in my toaster. I know that's really crazy to say, but it's literally just like a pan in like the rectangular form. That's it. Let's actually go and blend this up. Here you can see we put the pancakes on, well, the pan technically. So how you're going to actually see that they're done when like really big bubbles come of them on them, and then you can see that also they will start to separate from the pan. That's when you know that they are done. I think it's actually finally time for me to show you what the secret ingredient is made of and what it really is. So I'm going to show you the consistency firstly. So this is what it should look like. I know the texture is not the best, but it's fine. All you need for this is hazelnuts, then some dates, and cocoa. Those 3 ingredients get you something like this. You want to firstly like drown the dates in water just so they can actually loosen up a little bit, and then you want to blend them with hazelnuts, a little bit of water, and cocoa. And this is pretty much what you will get. You need to hold this in the freezer or in the fridge, and yeah, that's pretty much it for what I use instead of like Nutella and stuff like that. It tastes amazing. Make sure you go and try it. Okay, so this is what something the pancakes should look like. And then we're going to take 2 teaspoons of peanut butter, 2 teaspoons of the secret ingredient, and then 2 teaspoons of the raspberry jam, or you can do just some regular raspberry. So I'm going to go and put this on and show you how it looks like. And finally, this is what it looks like. I just put those frozen blueberries on top, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the meal. We have this thing, and then we have our chicken and rice right there. Yeah, I'm going to actually come back to you once I finish this up. It's been a couple of hours and it's actually time for the last meal of the day. It's 6 p.m. right now, and this would usually be my pre-workout meal. Today is actually a rest day, so not really lifting, but we still have that meal. Anyways, this meal is really similar to one of the meals that we done a little bit earlier today. So I'm actually going to show how to make it, but it's really simple and it tastes absolutely amazing. Pretty sure this is the all ingredients we need. Again, oats, banana, milk, these 2 things. We also need peanut butter, and then the last thing, like a cherry on top, we actually have some, this is like no sugar kind of biscuits. Here we have 100 grams of oats. Once again, I mean, you can see that like oats and rice and some fruits is actually the only source of carbs for me. I try to keep it really clean and not eat any bread, not eat any pasta. During my last bulk, I actually ate pasta a lot. I actually might have it again. This is, like I said, just the start of this bulk. This is not a little bit of the later stages. So this is actually Greek yogurt. It's just a Serbian version of it. You can find it, yeah, it's literally just Greek yogurt. So we will do around 150 grams right here. I think that's it. Like I said, this is not peak bulk. I just started bulking, while my peak bulk is probably going to be around 5k in a couple of months, so that's not gonna be fun. But for now, I'm actually not overstuffing myself, which is actually really nice. Anyways, we're going to put 30 grams of peanut butter, around 30 grams of peanut butter, and then we'll also take 30 grams of this secret ingredient that it is like a really good substitute because it's really just natural, so I think you will like it. And then the last thing that will tie all of this together is going to be 150 grams of milk. Anyways, let's go blend this up and then we'll put the raspberries and as well that biscuit in. So inside of here I actually put a spoon of raspberry jam and then I put like 2 of those biscuits. Anyways, I know this thing looks horror. I know it looks really bad, but this is one of those things that actually looks really bad, but tastes absolutely amazing. This is one of the easiest meals to make. It takes like 2 or 3 minutes and you're done. Some nice carbs, some nice calories, and I think it actually tastes beautiful. This is what it looks like, absolute shit, but you need to try this before you actually judge it. That was the last meal of the day.